questions?
Jayson was saying this morning, part was from viewing film, but in general, there are times you guys need to do a better job of like diagnosing when a team is adjusting coverages within a game. What do you kind of look for from the guys able to do that, like when it's, it can be very frenetic and it's changing so suddenly?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've dealt with more this year than in the past. It's just matchup recognition, and so, to me, I think, as we continue to have our full team, that stuff that you got to work on, we're constantly being, matchups are changing, coverages are changing, and so that does change sometimes the play call, but the read or the spacing as well. And so, I think obviously that was a little bit of the impact last game. They did a good job of that, and so you just have to continue to just play with the level of awareness of who's on me, who's where the advantage is. Can we get to that quickly? Can we make the right play? We're at our best. We do it quickly. We do it together. So that was good that we talked about that today. And I think Denver's a team that presents some of those challenges. They pre-switch guys out. They change matchups, ATOs. They change matchups on the fly after free throws. So just important for us to stay diligent and making those reads quickly and efficiently.
Do you think you're dealing with more of that from defenses now? Obviously, you had the same team pretty much last year. What do you think? Why are they covering you differently? Why has that changed?
I think NBA defenses have changed over the last couple of years with more of that stuff in general. You used to see it just a lot kind of coming out of a quarter or out of a timeout. Now I think players are getting smarter, schemes are getting that you're able to just change on the fly. It's another way to kind of speed the game up, force you in different types of rotations. And I think with the obviously the talent that we have, it's a way to make us stop and think for a second. So we have to find a balance of playing quick, playing fast, regardless of those at times, and then just get better at diagnosing that. But I think it's just a different way to attack us.
How much is impacted by the fact you've only had the 5 starters together this season for 2 games?
I think it's a decent amount. I think when you take a look at just the rhythm and the reps that we've gotten, we're kind of almost at the beginning of training camp with that starting 5 as to what the reps look like, and you can't underestimate how that impacts each other. Not positively or negatively, it just does, and so it impacts matchups, it impacts coverages, it impacts rhythm, and so. Hopefully, we have that for a long period of time so that we could work through the habits and the things that are necessary. Just building the habits, the rhythm, and the trust of how to play off each other, how to play with each other, how to respect each other's space. All those things come with time. So just got to continue to work through it.
You guys' record has improved this year as Jayson's usage has gone up. Is there any correlation there? Is that something you look at? I know obviously you're kind of playing the matchups in terms of who gets what usage, but is there any correlation there in terms of like when your usage goes higher, when Tatum's usage goes higher, your record's better?
I got a quick question for you. Do you know what usage rate is? You know how to calculate it?
It's the shots and turnovers and free throws, right?
Divided by
what?
Possessions. And so you could still be involved if you make a potential assist or even if you get an assist, it doesn't impact for assist. And so I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is making sure that all of our guys are in position to make plays for each other. And there's obviously plenty of time where, Tatum has to be Tatum and he has to be aggressive. There's no question about that. I think he's one of the best players in the league at finding that balance of when it's time to take over and when it's time to give the game what it needs from ever that standpoint. We're obviously at our best when he's super aggressive. We're at our best when our guys are aggressive. And so continue to work that balance, and it's a credit to him understanding that balance of what it's like. I know that can be difficult for him, but at the same time it's probably a useless stat because it doesn't count into his impact. He had 15 potential assists last game that if those shot goes in, he's has a different stat line from that standpoint. And so I think he's doing a great job, regardless of what coverage that he's in, of making the right play, whether it's for himself and for other people. And when he's aggressive, that's when we're at our best.
So, Coach, if Nikola is questionable, if he doesn't play tonight, how's it change what you do and how you play defense and how you scheme against them?
Yeah, he's such a guy that brings a clear identity. We obviously don't know if he's in or if he's not, but the on-off minutes are obviously very different. So the role players become very important. Obviously, you have Murray; he becomes super important. You have Westbrook, you have Braun, you have their guys there, but it's a different frequency. It's a different play. They played 3 games with him, so we'll kind of see. It just depends on if he's in or he's out.
Derrick was that a hard decision for him to not be able to go today?
I haven't seen him. He's been in his room. You know, he's not feeling well. So anytime he has to miss a game, I'm sure it's difficult. Yeah.
And historically, when star players are out, like for your team, but also just teams in general, like it can be almost a challenge to face those teams. You know, role players become more empowered, all that. Is there something that from, you know, if he's out tonight, that you guys can do proactively to avoid kind of overlooking them? I don't even overlooking, but more just like not allowing those guys to get really comfortable.
Yeah, I think the proactive piece is you know, the appropriate way to look at that. How can you be proactive? I think it comes down to just having an understanding of what they look like when he's not available. And you know, you got Murray, you got Porter. Those two guys are, you know, top-notch guys able to impact the game. But it's really just everybody. So I think it's just really attention to detail to what their personnel is, how we can impact the game defensively, and what it looks like on the offensive end.
Joe,
Last question.
Mayo was fired a couple days ago, obviously. Is that just kind of a testament to the job you guys do, and you're hired to be fired eventually? I mean, how do you digest when you see coaches around guys you know, guys you've gotten to know, lose their jobs, sometimes their fault, sometimes not? Like, how do
Yeah.
you digest being in the position you're in?
That's awesome. I think the first part is you know, you don't realize the impact that it has on the assistants, on their families, on the kids. Like, to me, it's bigger than just a head coach. You got assistants that you know, believe in the head coach. You have assistants that move their families there, and so there's people that are impacted by it. Second piece is, you know, like you said, we're hired to get fired. So you know, you enjoy it for as long as you can, and after that, that's it. It's over.
Thank you, Joe.